exceed your limits. It is possible for people to exceed their limits. They just need to discover their engine and what really matters to them. I think that the whole thing with motivation is simpler than you think. When something matters to you at a 10, and some people would say 15 out of 10 or 20 out of 10, or you are going to be amazing at getting there because it matters to you the most.
Dr. Michelle Rozen, please come to the stage.
Anything that is not more of the same, and I'm telling you this so that you can identify your own patterns.
You do a nice coffee.
Okay. All right. So we're at the office, and now what do you want to tell me?
I'm not going to give you that coffee.
Nobody likes to be in a situation where they feel weak. And so if you want to get the other person to collaborate with you, to work with you towards your goals.
You know when people stand by the elevator and they hit the button and the elevator's not coming, what do? Tell me what they do. Thank you. They do. And so people go, they hit the button for the elevator to come, elevator's not coming, they're like, let's do something that doesn't make any sense. Let's hit it again. And so they hit it again. And guess what? The elevator's not coming any faster. So what do? Hit it again. Does it make any sense? Not at all. So we have a tendency in our mind, in our brain, to do things that don't make any sense. Any sense. Over and over and over again. And we get the same result. So the question then becomes not how to motivate myself to do better. The question becomes, what do you really want? What matters the most to you? Do you know that when you go out there and you give someone a genuine compliment, it triggers the same area in their brain as receiving cash? You like cash? Raise your hand if you like cash. So every day, you go on your merry way with stacks of hundreds to give out to people, and nothing will be lacking in your checking account. And you just give it out. What happens to someone that got a $100 bill from you just because you wanted to? They're going to look for you again because you're walking around giving hundreds. You're making them feel good. And people like feeling good. And so if you see you never know when you're going to need that person and how instrumental they can be to your success. And so go out there. Don't give hundreds when you don't mean to give hundreds. It's not going to have the same effect. It's like you gave a penny. But if you notice something with your children, with your spouse, with your coworkers, and you want to, what we call in the professional language, increase the desired behavior. You want more of that from them. Acknowledge it. Give them the $100. They will work for you and be on your team forever.
She has a master's and a PhD in psychology, and she's going to come and talk to us about some of the things that we often struggle when you lose sight of where you're going and you just don't see how to get the team motivated. We had this conversation at our directors meeting last month. How do I get everybody to have that same buy-in and that same passion? And Dr. Rozen is going to talk to us about that very thing. Dr. Rozen.
Now let's talk a little bit about motivating other people, because I think we're pretty clear that we need to keep ourselves focused and with a detailed plan when it comes to ourselves. But how do we motivate other people as leaders? This man is the crossing guard at my kid's school. The guy has to be, I think he's close to 90. He's very, very old. I live in New York, so where I live, you know, we get more ice than you. And I see the guy crossing the kids in the morning. He's barely walking. There's a huge ice puddle over here. He has to walk around the ice puddle to get the kids to the other side, and then he has to walk back, and I don't know. I dread it. I'm thinking, how is this guy not slipping? How is he not falling? What makes him get up every morning and stand there at his age in the bitter cold, risking himself with ice so he can get those kids to cross the street? And honestly, I don't know. Maybe he has a personal reason. I'm sure, one thing I know for sure, he is challenging himself beyond his capabilities. Most of the people at his age are either in nursing homes or at home. None of them gets up this early in the morning to help kids cross the street, no matter what the weather is. And he's always there. His name is Bob. We always dread him because he yells at us to cross quickly. But I have so much respect for him because I think that what he does is exceptional. Being exceptional is not being in the news. Being exceptional is not always getting the headlines about something outstanding that you've done. Some people get the headlines, and I may not think that they're that exceptional. I think Bob is exceptional because in his circumstances, he is struggling with his mind every day. I'm sure his mind tells him, Bob, it's too cold. Stay home. Bob, it's too hard. Bob, it's too dangerous for you to be standing like this. But you know what? He's going to live longer than his other peers because he has a purpose. And that purpose makes him exceptional.